Coach with us now here up in the broadcast booth. And Coach, the first thing I want to say, first half, your guys battled really, really hard.
Yeah,
only one turnover in the first half. You had guys really play well. Let's start with Chad Foster. You have used this term so many times. He's everybody's favorite teammate.
Yeah.
You know that you and the rest of the players felt really good for him in that first half.
Absolutely. And think about this, John. Until a minute to go in the game, he led us in scoring. Scored all 10 in the first half. His effort was great. We got down early because we could score. We could get a stop the first 5 minutes of the game and just kind of chipped away. We finally got the tempo where we needed it to be. And tempo, again, is not just about it's not just about offense, it's about defense. And against them, you have to play with a lot of tempo defensively. You got to try to get in them and speed them up and grind them out. If you do that, you could make them start their offense, 10 feet behind the three-point line, which is where you want them to be. You don't want them operating on the slots, on the wings, or on the elbows. At the end of the day, though, John, we knew kind of without Aaron and without Isaac, there were only so many bodies we were going to be able to throw at Bate and Jolly. And they were a load tonight. And, we won the game at their place because we were able to make it really hard on those two guys. That neither one of them were close to their numbers. And tonight they exceeded them. And then some. It's a lot to ask Chad to go down there and bang with that big guy.
They're so patient offensively too. They don't force it.
No,
much.
they don't. They don't force it because at the end of the day, they know who they're going to play through late clock and what situations they can get them in. Everybody calls it Princeton style. I think it's more of a pro style late clock for them because they'll throw it to Bate. Not necessarily right on the block. He'll catch it 2 or 3 steps off the block and back you down. They'll run 4 guys to the other side of the floor and just dare you to run somebody at him because they do such a great job of passing the ball. I told you earlier in the pregame, they play basketball the right way. It's hard not to like watching a team like that play, and they play for each other. I mean, a lot of our stuff tonight in the second half was because we didn't make shots. I thought defensively, we did a good job making them work. It just came down to that point when it was make or miss, late clock. They were able to jump over us and make some shots. But we couldn't get the ball to go through the hoop in the second half. We didn't make a jump shot. We didn't make a three. We missed free throws. And then when we got the ball to the front of the rim, we hit a stretch there in the second half where it just didn't go down for us.
Yeah.
And that's deflating at times for guys. And I thought you saw some guys get emotional. And when players get emotional, they can kind of take themselves out of games a little bit. I thought we saw that with Tavon at a point in the second half. I thought we saw it with Bird at a point in the second half. This thing is a grind. It's just a flat-out grind. Now we got Georgetown coming in here Thursday. We get a day of rest tomorrow, practice day Wednesday. Hopefully we get a chance to get a couple of these guys back on the floor. We'll need them in that situation with, Aaron and Isaac. Bird had cramps, came out with cramps, so he's in a little bit of pain. He'll have a day of rest tomorrow. So just kind of is what it is this point in the season. It's been a wild season so far. A lot of games in a short amount of time, and I think it's starting to take a toll on some bodies.
I was going to ask that because, I'm not able to travel with you, so it's hard for me to judge. I felt like around that 12, 11, 10-minute mark, he started to show a little bit. They looked tired.
And also,
a bit frustrated maybe too.
A little bit, but we were into our bench too with some guys that really aren't playing. And so it's, how many minutes did Chad play tonight?
30
minutes. That's a lot of minutes.
That's a lot of minutes. There's only 40 in a game.
That's a lot of minutes for Chad to be on that floor up and down and to continue to have to bang with that guy. And Bate hit all season long. I mean, look at his body. He's used to playing those minutes.
Yeah.
And obviously, like I said, him and Jolly both know it gets down to a certain time we're going to play through those guys, Those situations for us, we'd probably be playing through Aaron or playing through Isaac, trying to get Bird at an elbow or in a short post situation, and then late clock, if it gets fanned out, go set a ball screen for Tavon. You know what I mean? Like that's who we are and how we want to play. We weren't able to do it tonight. I thought some guys responded and showed some stuff with the minutes that they got. I thought Devon was great in the first half. I thought he was trying hard in the second half, and some things just didn't go his way. Ball didn't go in the basket or didn't get some calls.
He showed some flashes of Tavon King. He's really quick.
He did, but he doesn't play with the ball as much as Tavon does.
Yeah.
You know, and speaking of Tay right now, you know, Tay's got to not allow himself to get frustrated and take himself out of a game when he's not getting foul calls when he's going to the basket.
Yeah.
And I think that has a tendency of affecting him negatively, and you know, if they're going to get away with some certain things defensively, why would you stop running into him? You know, and I think right now with him, he's going straight line to the rim, and guys know if he gets off the floor, it's too late because he's so explosive.
Yeah.
They're getting to his body and hitting him before he gets off the ground and knocking him off balance. Either going to call it or you aren't. And sometimes I think at this level, these guys get moving so quick, and some of the officials have trouble keeping up with the action at times a little bit. But you got to adjust the calls. With him this entire game, we were trying to tell him to play off 2 feet. He didn't play off 2 feet going towards the basket until right there towards the end when he jumped over a guy. He just missed a layup.
Yeah.
You know, just missed one. You know, but like I said, love the effort. Love the effort. We knew we were shorthanded tonight against a team that was playing really, really, really well. I think holding them to 70 was pretty spectacular for us tonight based on a lot of the personnel that we had on the floor.
Only 5 guys scored for them.
Well, and I thought we did I thought we made it tough. I mean, how many uncontested baskets did Jolly or Bate actually make?
Right.
I thought I'd say 80% of their baskets were probably contested shots, guarded well. They just jumped over us and scored, or they jumped through us and scored, or they jumped around us and scored. That's the game at the end of the day, man. You got to be able to put the ball in the basket. We didn't put it in the basket in the second half. You know, good. I thought the last 15 minutes of the first half was good offensively for us. I thought the first 4 minutes of the second half were good for us.
Cut it to 2.
And then we just, from that point, man, they just kind of they grinded us out a little bit and made it tough for us, kept us in front. We couldn't get any jumpers to fall. We went to the basket, couldn't get those to fall. Then when we got to the free throw line, we couldn't get those to fall. So that's the name of the game tonight. You got to be able to reload and get back out here Thursday and do it all over again with Georgetown come to the house.
This team and Thomas More is going to be a very, very difficult out with the type of, not just how good they are, but the type of game they play.
Yeah.
To me, in my opinion, it's kind of friendly to a tournament style of game. They do a lot that you can rely on that you can do on the road and in unfamiliar places.
Right.
But again, a lot to take from this one that was positive. And you think maybe if we have our full deck, it's maybe a different outcome?
Well, it's just the matchups.
Yeah.
The matchups are good with Aaron on Jolly and Isaac on Bate. They just are. You know, and basketball is a game of matchups.
That's all it is.
I mean, we knew without them, those matchups are going to be different because now you've got Bird in the mix. Bird is a great help defender. Right now, Tyler Bird, this is no secret to anybody in our league. He'll struggle on the ball if it's a guy that can put it on the floor. And he'll struggle to communicate if he's involved in the action. You could say the same with, I think Tavon's great on the ball. Tavon struggles and help because he stares at the basketball, and then when his guy's in actions, he doesn't want to communicate. You know, those two guys were involved in a lot of actions tonight, which is smart on their part. And that's where those couple of guys for us have to be better, especially if Aaron and Isaac are off the floor. That's 2 really good defenders that you take off the floor for us. So is what it is, John. You know, kind of back to the drawing board for us. Reload, regroup, refocus, and be ready to go to war on Thursday because that's what I expect it to be.
That's what it's going to be. Coach, thank you for spending the time.
Appreciate
That's head coach Jeremy Lewis. A tough one for him here, but again, a lot of positives to take out of this, as we said. And really the biggest thing I think for this team right now is get some rest. This team has been on the road an awful lot lately. And for them to be able to get back-to-back home games here, I think is going to be big. And again, 3 in a row. They'll be back at home on Saturday as well. So again, Thursday, Georgetown, and Saturday at Campbellsville. We encourage you to pay attention to GoCumberlandAthletics.com as well as all the social media outlets as things during the COVID sports era can change on a fly. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Wish I had a better ending for you, but in the end, it's a 70-54 win for Thomas More over Cumberland University here inside the Dallas Floyd Phoenix Arena. I am John Boyce. It's been my pleasure to be here with you this afternoon. We'll talk to you again on Thursday.